So, while I continually put off my review of Max Steel, as well as several other videos I'm working on, I thought I'd give my brief thoughts on the trailer for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, especially since I did a short from the announcement trailer that debuted during Sunday Night Football. By the way, that game was awful. 40-0, you gotta be kidding me. Right after they give Daniel Jones $160 million. But you probably don't care about that. You're here to watch me talk about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdoms first, and I want to say it probably won't be the final trailer, but this is a very late trailer, and we all know why. I don't remember if I touched upon this in my short. I probably did, but the highly speculated reason why they have not released a trailer is because Warner Brothers has no faith in this. They know it's gonna flop, mostly because of Amber Heard, who I'll get into in a second, but also because their other films have been an absolute disaster at the box office. Let me just read you these numbers. The Flash, $268.5 million. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Whoops, I need to move my camera. 133.8. Blue Beetle, 114.5, and yes, the number will rise a little bit, but not by much. And you're probably thinking, well, that's not as bad as some people have been saying. Those are the worldwide numbers. Those aren't the domestic numbers. I'm curious, what did Blue Beetle make domestically, at least so far? $64.3 million. And they made this big deal how it's all about the culture and diversity and everything. It's made even less internationally. So it's made more in America than it has in the international countries that they were trying to pander to. So that tells you all you need to know. Hell, it's getting beaten out by the international release of Sound of Freedom, and that was mainly aimed towards Americans. So that tells you all you need to know. Shazam made $57.6 million domestically. It just made more internationally. That's why it's beating out Blue Beetle. I don't see Blue Beetle passing it. I don't see it making another $19 million before they shove it onto streaming, and because it's already been dropped from hundreds of theaters. And The Flash, which is sadly the best performing film for DC this year, $108 million domestically, and $160 million internationally. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. Marvel, hang on, where's Ant-Man? Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania made about as much internationally as The Flash made worldwide. It made about double what The Flash made, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 made about 4 times what The Flash made, so that tells you all you need to know. But yeah, enough about DC's failings. I've commented on it a ton. What about the Aquaman trailer? Is it any good? Well, this isn't going to be a full breakdown of the trailer. I just wanted to give my quick thoughts because, honestly, I've given up on assuming anything DC is going to be good, and I've got better shit to do. So, Black Manta is, of course, going to be the main antagonist this time, which I think is a good thing because he was pretty terrible in the first movie. He's actually one of the things I don't like about the first one. I do really like the first one. I've never done a review or a video on the first movie, but I do legitimately like it. It's dumb. It has a lot of story issues, and the villains are lame, especially Black Manta, but I still think it's a fun turn your brain off kind of movie. Black Manta is one of the stupidest fucking things in that movie, though, because we're supposed to feel sympathy for a guy whose introduction was killing a bunch of innocent people doing their job. Hell, even in that scene, Aquaman doesn't save them because they killed innocent people. And I will say I do actually like that moment for Aquaman. Shows how he's different from other heroes. But how am I supposed to feel sympathy for this guy when his father dies and when Aquaman beats the shit out of him? How am I supposed to feel bad for this guy? And he's now in possession of something called the Black Trident, which, really, we're doing this. This is like a plot you see out of a movie from the 80s, not 2023. So we're already off. Black Manta already looks like a lame villain. His dialogue in the trailer is just, I'm gonna take everything Aquaman loves. I'm gonna kill his family. I'm gonna burn his kingdom to the ground. It's all shit we see from one-dimensional villains. And again, this feels like an 80s movie and not in a fun way. Orm is back, and he's on Aquaman's side this time, so hopefully, and it seems like their dynamic's gonna be pretty fun, and I did say I was gonna get into Amber Heard. There's really no point, because what else can I say? But there is one shot of her in this trailer, and it's this. You blink and you miss it. And I had kind of a feeling that was gonna happen. She was gonna show up one time, and you barely see her. Blink and you miss it, and she'd never show up again. And that's exactly what happened. I can just see the editor's room when they were putting together this trailer. There's one of the higher-ups was saying, yes, we know Amber Heard is terrible and everything, and people are boycotting this movie because of it. Or they're saying they're boycotting. Are they actually going to? I don't know. No, they'll probably watch the movie, but they'll pirate it. They just won't actually go to the theater. But anyway, but I can just see that editors from one of the higher ups saying, you need to put her in this trailer. And there's like, why? We don't want to. But you have to. Because she plays a big part. She's a main character from the first movie. You have to put her in. But we don't want to. She's the reason this movie's tanking. You have to. Fine, put in half a second. There, we're done. I can just see that conversation going somewhat like that. There's not much else to talk about. The visuals look fine. The CGI human faces look terrible, though. Especially that one shot of his mother, Atlanta, is that her name? That looked, and it was also in the teaser, and it looked pretty bad. Again, this movie looks like it's just trying to be a good time, but the problem is, I have no faith in DC movies anymore. I haven't in years, because even if I like a trailer, the movie still ends up... I liked the first teaser trailer that they showed at Comic-Con for The Flash, like, 2 years ago, and the movie ended up being terrible. So, I don't know if this movie's gonna be good or not. Again, from all the test screenings and everything, apparently it's bad. Apparently it's really boring. It's gone through a shitload of reshoots, probably mostly just adding more action sequences, if people said it was boring and walked out of the theater. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? That's all I got for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and I will see you all next time. Bye.